If the sun comes up tomorrow, let it rain.
Can you hear me?
Yo,
Yo,
how goes it?
pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good. Decent. I based a whole team of Chaos Dwarves that I don't really want to paint, but I really want to play.
Yeah. I got USS Enterprise.
Is that what you're painting today?
Yep. I gotta paint the entire underside, all of the frickin' windows.
Isn't it technically pretty easy with all the gray?
It's just the window. It's just that they're tiny little windows and it's monotonous work. It's
Gotcha.
really monotonous. And then what I'm kind of worried about is it has the little stickers, right?
Huh?
But I'm trying something with these stickers once I've painted everything, where I've got these solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Did you get like a micro set? And
yeah,
yeah.
microset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got those and I'm gonna have to like figure out how to freaking use them.
Those are scary, but they're awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what your stickers are or what your they're called like transfers or
Was
something.
Tommy.
Welcome to the
Hello,
deep
4
end.
Yeah, I
a.m.
don't
guy
know.
is
It's
here.
just
Hey, what's up, Les Tommy? Are you just hanging out, Chronospike, or do you want to stream your
I
camera?
do not have a camera on my new computer,
Okay, no
so
camera for
I cannot
you.
yet.
I'm trying to look at the settings to turn on some freaking music so it's not so boring in here.
I have plans on getting a camera, because I also have like meetings
Was
for like
Tommy.
the political orgs and stuff
Wait. That
that
guy
everybody else has a camera and nobody's seen my face. Unless they meet me up in person, but some people are super far away and I'm like, I guess I should probably get something.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a digital camera, and then
Les
I'm having
Tommy.
a heck of a time.
Hello, that guy.
You have to pretty much be like a photographer to understand how digital cameras work. And all of the
Settings and
yeah, and all the stuff online is like, yeah, use your digital camera as a webcam. It's really fucking easy. You just do these two things, and they leave out the fact that you need to understand camera setting. They like
oh
go
yeah.
also. They're like, set your exposure settings.
Les
I'm like,
Tommy.
okay.
The
I
fuck
missed
is
you so
exposure?
much, that guy.
I don't even know how to set exposure. They show it on camera like it's just a person like touching the screen and then sliding the exposure up and down. I'm like, I don't have that on my camera.
What really sucks about this this set here that I've got is that it's sat in this guy's attic for like 40, 50 years, right?
Yeah.
So all of the plastic warped.
Oh.
And so I've been trying, what I've been having to do is like for most of it, I can just compress it. Like I'll just hold it with my hands and like press it down until the glue sets because it's epoxy glue and it's just strong as fuck.
It's like me.
And it works for the most part, but then there's some with like where the base attaches to the big frickin' head of the ship. There's just there's some gaps. I'm like, all right, at least I made the gaps on the bottom and not on the top, so I won't see them much.
Really don't want to setting here.
Who's that guy?
You're that guy. He said
I'm
hello.
that guy?
Yeah, Tommy says
Hey,
hello.
how's it going? I didn't know I was that guy.
Yeah. He missed you a lot, apparently.
Evidently. I'm a missable person.
That's true.
It means a lot coming from you, Zach.
Just saying that's true.
Yeah.
Well, it is, okay? Alright, I finally found some music.
My feelings are valid, alright?
Yeah.
That's what Stephanie's been saying a lot.
Your feelings
lately.
are valid.
So she went to Hawaii to go visit her sister because her sister's studying in college in Hawaii. And her sister is, Gen Z and 20, 21 years old, right? So they're really it's that kind of culture of like, validating the other person and whatnot, which is totally cool and all. But it's very like upfront, like outwardly always talking about like, oh, you're valid, you're totally valid, those feelings are valid, rather than, I don't know, I grew up a little bit like, yeah, you're valid and shit, but we don't say it.
Yeah, are these females too? I wonder if men are getting. I don't know how good it is.
I met her sister's boyfriend, and I think he's very similar to that. So I don't know if he's like, it's because he's dating her sister, or just because that's like the guys as well. But yeah, like it's just a different way of like talking to each other. Because like it's true, like hey, it's your feelings. You can fucking feel however the fuck you want to feel, right?
Yeah.
But it's I'm just not used to the whole like outwardly expressing it all the time, and neither was Stephanie. But she went out for like 2 weeks with her sister, and now she's back, and she is, every time like I say something, she goes, "That's valid. You're valid." Like, thanks, babe. Appreciate it. So.
Yeah, I just feel like people need to be prepped for a world that doesn't give a shit about their feelings.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have that in like a partner. Like you're the person that cares about my feelings. No one else does. That's kind of the reality of the world. I get expressed all that much.
I don't know, I feel like we can make a world where we fucking give a shit about each other's feelings.
I don't know, because so Sarah downloaded the new Hogwarts update.
Oh yeah?
And
for Legacy?
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. It's got arachnophobia mode.
Oh. I haven't played that since it came out, basically.
She's a big fan of arachnophobia mode.
Yes. So she can actually play the game now, because 80% of the enemies are spiders?
Yeah. And but I don't know where she's finding it. She was online, and like people are just like really against the existence of arachnophobia mode for some reason.
It's like, just don't use it then.
Yeah, they're calling arachnophobes like snowflakes and stuff.
That's internet culture, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
That's not the world. I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like it's a self-replicate. What is that like? It creates itself type of stuff. Like the culture, like, oh, you don't care. Like these people didn't care, therefore the next people won't care. Therefore, they're creating the next. It's a self-repeating cycle type of thing.
And vicious cycle.
Vicious cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
It's just we live in a.
it's good to teach both. I mean, I feel like we're in
Oh yeah.
a smart enough society that, you know, getting into your 30s. I think once a human being is 30 years old, they should understand these like super basic things
Yeah.
about humanity and not be like psychopaths like they are. It's just kind of weird.
You'd hope, right?
Yep.
You'd hope, but I mean, you're right. Like it's important to teach people that like, hey, you know what? The world, as it is today, does not give a shit about you. And I'd love to instill in you the desire and the drive to not let that world be a reality when you're an adult or when you leave this world.
Like the person who removes more hate from the world is you. Like you're responsible for it. So don't respond to the other hate in the world.
Yeah. But also like I feel as though a little bit just the way we've set shit up that we're all like dispersonalized from our neighbors nowadays.
Yeah.
It drives us to lose the connection and to bring about and to like not see the other person as human.
Yeah.
And to be like, oh well, it's easy for me to hate my neighbor because all I know of them is their dogs wake me up in the morning.
Yeah.
And so then I hate them because that's all I get is this negative fucking feeling of that one little thing. But I don't know what fucking struggles they're going through because we're not a community. They just have really loud fucking dogs. But I'd love to like slowly or however it needs to be work towards a society in which we fucking know each other and like help each other. Like that person might be like struggling with groceries and I have the ability to help them with groceries this week, so I do.
Yeah.
And later on, maybe maybe my car breaks down and they're really good with cars and they help me the fuck out.
I think unfortunately the fact that the country is moving away from Christianity means that it's moving away from that sense of community and loving your neighbor and stuff. So
I mean, I think Christianity has been so what is it? Tainted from its originality. I don't think America ever really had real Christianity.
no, I think we were close because
I mean, we started with the King James Bible, didn't we? Like, King James Bible was before America, and that already was so tarnished and so tainted that, like, they took out words just because the king was like, oh shit, that'll make people dislike me. It changed the whole, like, huge meanings of the Bible. And also, I don't even think religion is, like, any religion is really, like, the answer itself. Like, I think we can get there without... Like, it could help.
Yeah, it's just
a set of morals and
the
stuff.
fact that it's removed, like whenever it's removed and not replaced with morals is the problem. Like when people have this like negative outlook on the world, so they're not wanting to help it.
Fucking goddamn windows. I'm gonna dream of these goddamn windows. I had a dream last night that I was a train conductor. And in this world, this dream world, trains don't start on the tracks. They start with wheels, and you have to like find the tracks in the fields. And as you drive, there is like this metal rod, like a like one of those water finders, you know?
Yeah.
Like the divining rods or whatever. That points out in front of the front car that you're driving. and helps you find the tracks. And so my entire job as a conductor was like, get the train on the tracks and then you can relax.
Speaking of metal rods, I just got into this part of the Book of Mormon because some Mormons stopped by and gave me the Mormon book.
Yep.
And there's a section now where the main character. This is a first-person story, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I used to be Mormon. You know that?
What? No.
Yeah. My dad didn't take me to church when I was young. He was like one of those, hey, you know what, you discover religion on your own. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you what my beliefs are. You kind of discover your own beliefs. And so growing up, my best friend, I spent every single weekend with him for years, Friday through Sunday night, and every Sunday morning we'd go to Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And my entire religious upbringing was Mormonism.
That must be the one I remember, because I thought it was like Michael, but then I keep remembering that Michael's Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's one of the ones that annoy you at the front door. They come to your house and try to get you.
Yep. So yeah, my friend got back from his mission trip a couple years ago and happily married to this lady he met a couple months after.
I thought that story was going to be happily married to this man that he met.
No, he is. No, Mormons are just really famous for meeting someone and marrying them literally like 3 weeks later. That's hyperbole, but like they marry within months.
Your feelings are valid. I married very quickly, but it wasn't the first person I met. It was like it took me a good minute to figure out what I wanted, and then I saw what I wanted in Sarah, so
well, what they want is marriage and babies, so that's all they're looking for.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean, when the Bible tells you that's your mission, I mean, some people take it pretty seriously.
Yep.
But
how you liking the book so far? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they got to a point where there's this metal rod. Like, for some reason, when I envisioned it like a pipeline, like a pipeline of oil. Because out in the Middle East, you know, yeah. Because you're American, we need that oil. And he said these people, like, they got to a point where it was really dark or whatever, and they couldn't see, but everybody's trying to get to whatever the heck is in this strange, bewildering place. But it's like the Garden of Eden. So since, like, humans aren't allowed to go to the Garden of Eden, it's impossible to get there. But if you find this metal rod and follow this straight path through bewilderment, you'll end up in the Garden of Eden, which is where he was whenever he ate from the tree of life. It's an interesting claim.
Isn't Garden of Eden in Springfield? Like, completely seriously, it is in Missouri. I can't remember where in Missouri it is.
Yeah, like Independence or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's a town for Mormons. I think that was just where he was establishing his cult, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he found I think it was in New York, where he found the tablets.
Oh man, I can't remember because I always imagined it like near Chicago, but when I learned about this stuff, I had no idea about any sort of like geography or whatnot,
Yeah.
and so I just picked a random place on the map that was like, oh, that's what they're talking about, and never like examined my preconceived notions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at this time, like, the West was not fully developed, but
Right.
New York was there, so that's where he found the golden plates. Plates of Nephi. And for some reason, he made 2 different plates. And one of them was for one thing and the other one was for another, but they are both called the plates of Nephi.
Well, yeah, because it's what the plates of Nephi. I thought the first set of plates were the original, and then the second set was the copy of the original plates. But because, God, I can't remember what it was, but there's the story is a bit corrupted in the second plates.
The first one is the spiritual one. That's for the spiritual people. And the second one is the secular one for the historical people and for what is it? Like the governments and stuff. It's like the governments are meant to use this as their truth. And then the spiritual people are meant to use the other plates for their story, you know. I think it's to try to make one is not scientific and one is, basically.
Yeah.
And in the world, in the Americas at that time, there was, you know, the separation of church and state and who's going to be in power kind of deal.
Yeah, I kind of got out of that stuff very still at a pretty young age, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get the whole lesson.
Technically a really short book, which is the only reason why I started reading it.
I was like, what? I think 10 when I stopped going to it.
I think the guy that created it, or the guy that wrote it, was like, we need a short version of the Bible that people will bother to read.
This is also still in the Catholic Church, I believe, was like, you're not allowed to read the Bible. It's only to be translated into Latin, and only the priests can read Latin, and you will just listen to what the priests tell you the Bible says. Because I think the Catholic Church only allowed the vernacular in the last, like, what, 100 years?
I put way too much silver on my palette, or plate metal on my...
I've been having to get a little fancy with this, because I got the paint set that you got, and they definitely don't have, like, starship colors.
I know, like, what sucks is, like, Austin comes over to paint with my stuff too, and he's like, he has to literally make the colors that he's using, because
Yep.
this is for fantasy war painting.
So
Been really great for me.
Well, that's good. I have mixed moon dust and white together to make window
Bright yellow.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's kind of like annoying about the set is like you don't get a lot of yellows, or you don't get a lot of reds or oranges. It's like make your own.
Yep. I also did yours come with what's it called? Wash? Or did you have to get your own wash?
It came with like 4 different washes. I've got a strong
Okay.
tone, a light tone, a flesh wash. I think that's it.
I
think there's only
got
3.
a little bit different from you, I think, because I didn't get any wash in mine.
You went for the cheap.
I guess it was the cheaper one. So no wash. So I went out and got some darker wash. I'm really looking forward to finishing this so I can put the wash on. Just fill in those little cracks and crannies and make it look nice and glossy.
So mad. I think I need to go find some other models so that I can paint some silver. What even do I have that has silver on it?
God, this Windows fucking suck.
Yeah, I worry about like how old are those little plastic transfer sheet things?
What do you mean plastic transfer sheet?
The little stickers.
Oh, well. They would be, what? Going on 40, over 40 years?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see how that goes, man.
suppose so. Look up, make sure deep blue is the type of blue.
That's the robot that beat the guy in chess.
God. Deep blue?
Yep.
I don't know if it was deep blue.
You don't think so?
Was it something blue? Oh. For some reason, last night, I completely blame you for this. I was up till like 2 a.m. writing an inspired piece of creative writing.
You can blame me for that, yeah.
I do blame you for that because it's a sci-fi. And I don't write sci-fi.
Okay, yeah. Yep, that's my fault.
You went to sleep, Sarah. I was I was laying down. The beauty of laying down is that you could still use your hands to write things. Why camera's laggy for some reason?
I found out that if I go and walk to the park and open up my Google Docs app, I can write for an extended period of time without distraction.
Yeah.
It was very nice. The turtles really helped me.
The turtles really helped. Did they?
Yeah, they like, I go and what I'll do is I'll like look up.
You're like, hey,
there'll be,
turtles.
No, like I'll look up and there'll be like 3 or 4 turtles just looking at me and I'm like, man, you guys are really cheering me on, aren't you? Alright, let's go.
You guys are really cheering me on. I'm gonna copy and paste this. Oh wow, I had to take a file format because it's so large. Oh no, what a shitty file.
I don't even know if I'm gonna open it, it's so shitty.
Yeah, I could fix it, put some better formatting into the document.
I almost have an 1/8 of the windows done. Fuck me. And you know what? I have decided to not even fucking do the tiny ass little tiny windows. I'm only doing the giant fucking ones. Which, honestly, for a while I'm going like, holy fuck, did I do the wrong goddamn windows? And I've decided not to care. Because I'm the only one that's gonna see this. Because it's gonna sit on the desk in my room.
Yeah.
So...
And you can tell yourself that you'll do some touch-ups on it sometime.
Oh,
Whether
that's
that's
dangerous.
whether that's true and that actually happens or not is completely up to you.
That spirals me into depression. Like literally, like I will go and be like, oh well, I'll do some touch-ups later, and then I don't, and I go like, damn, I'm a fucking sack of crap for not doing these goddamn touch-ups.
I'm a sack of crap.
Like, why the fuck would I lie to myself? Why am I such a lazy piece of shit for not doing those goddamn touch-ups? Yeah, so I just don't promise myself things anymore.
Yeah. This is a lot of writing, Zach. What the...
I feel so honored to be like a character on your stream. Yes.
You're that guy.
Yeah. I don't know how I got that name, but
This is like a stream of consciousness. Wrote in the middle of the night.
I mean, that's our painting stream.
Here, this formatting should be better. Hopefully. And I'll send it to you and be more readable.
And then no promises, but I might just rip off that story and put it in.
Oh yeah, copy paste it if it's good enough. That also that.
That's just gonna be something that's happening in the background.
This is so bad. It might just be better if I go put it in OneDrive right friggin' now. Writing stories.
Do it. I believe in you.
Or where I put this other one at.
Your writing is valid, dude.
Your writing is valid. Just throw it in here because I'm really lazy throwing it in a different. Welcome to Word on the Web, Zach. What the hell? Yeah, I've been here before, pal. I know more than you. Yeah. That's better. 1,500 words. Why did I write 1,500 words last night, Connor?
I don't know, and I don't know how you can just write 1500
Inspiration.
words. You're way more inspired than me. I can't inspire myself like that.
Okay, now clear this file, and it will be actually readable. Hear it.
Where are you showing it to?
It's on. At least I thought I was. What? I thought I named it something.
Yep. Gonna go see Les Mis tonight.
There. This link that I sent in your
Oh, there we go.
your
There it
DMs.
is. You drop it in my DMs, boy?
Yeah, sneak it in there or whatever, what have you.
There it is. God, now I've got to like triple task.
Why did I put so much blue on my palette, bruh?
That's Finterrestra for you time warpers.
Yeah, time warpers.
Love it. You fuck with time travel in your stories?
I hint at it in that one. In my series, spoiler alert, my fantasy series, there's that, you were there for, I think, Rowan was there for, the time vault
Yep.
that some wizard created a time vault basically to permanently store away people, and it's a plot device where any character can come from any time because they got put into the time vault.
Nice plot device.
But also there's like a thing with the wizards where there's reincarnation, at least for the wizards, and in order to stop it, you just put them away forever in the time vault. That was the evil wizard's grand plan.
I feel like time travel is a lot better in fantasy than in sci-fi.
Yeah, I also have this this little thing in my world where teleporting is actually time travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like to get from point A to point B, you travel back in time to another dimension, basically, and then you just walk 10 feet over, and then you reappear in this timeline 10 feet away whenever you teleport 10 feet.
That's gotta be exhausting for the teleporter.
Well, that's why long distance teleporting is like not a thing at all. Like, it's all short distance.
It's like, yeah, technically, I instantaneously popped across the ocean, but holy fuck.
Yeah, well, you don't know.
I think time travel can be much better explained and easily used as a concept in fantasy than it can in time travel. Or not time travel, in
Science.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be bound to some sort of like explanation.
Some reality.
Yeah, whereas fantasy can just be like, fuck it, I'm going crazy here.
But I mean, there's people accept things in sci-fi still. That's like, oh yeah, they just have that technology.
Yeah,
so it's not.
That's something I'm trying to do with like the warp drive. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet with it.
Yeah, like if you read the thing I just sent, like there's a lot of mentions of hyperdrives, hyperspace, warp drive, warp space, time warps, and I don't know shit about it.
So yeah, I'm wondering, do I go a little like more fi or do I go more sci with it?
It's all dependent on your inspiration. Like if I was doing a sci-fi writing, I would do I would do fiction because I don't care to explain all of the doodads and doohickeys, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna do too much of the explanation, just because I don't want to fucking research it. But like I could go and be like, okay, well, be a little bit more sciencey.
There's enough sci-fi out there too that you could do quick searches on simple things. Like I was like, what's the difference between warp travel and hyperdrive, warp drive and hyperdrive? And I found this discussion about, like, in Halo they have hyperdrive, and that is way fucking faster than the warp drive that they have in like Star Trek or whatever.
Oh,
or not, I meant Star Wars, I think. But I was like, okay, so I'm actually gonna meld them together with the
Yeah, because in
Two different
Halo they have
things.
the like something Fukushima drive that it rips a hole
Yeah, they have slip
in regular
space.
space
Yeah.
into slip space. Yeah. Um, whereas hyperdrive in Star Wars is like we go really really fast.
Yeah, and it's not really explained, but it is shown how fast they go, which is faster than any other like sci-fi
Yeah.
because of how far they go. They literally cross galaxies.
In a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like Star Trek is much slower.
Yeah.
They actually put numbers on it a little while ago. I can't remember what they are, but like every warp factor is such and such factorial more than the last, and this is how fast it's going, so you know how fast they actually can get there. But like, yeah, sometimes it takes like weeks to get to their destination, or like a month to get to their destination. You're like, okay. But like, also, how do you do communication? Because like, can you just like send signals to the next planet over in the next system, and it like no degradation, no way for it to like, does it go at light speed? Do they get it in 100 years? Or do you have like a Pony Express to send messages?
Yeah, but like all of that stuff is like stuff you get to make up.
Yeah, that's what I'm just kind of like brainstorming a little bit. Which I think I'm going to do a little Pony Express on mine. I like the idea of that, like, hey, we can't send signals. We haven't figured out how to send signals or anything. Although,
like,
we're doing...
yeah, sending an actual like person or device or whatever seems
Yeah.
like it's faster if you have a hyperdrive on it, kind of deal.
Yeah, because we would... Although we know how to do, like, quantum... So you know, like, quantum entanglement? Type of thing?
Yeah.
Where it's basically... like you can get an electron to interact with another electron across the galaxy instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could probably do something like that as well, especially if I'm going, because this is like thousands of years in the future.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, fuck it, of course they do.
Mine is 1,500 years after the destruction of Earth. Which I've headcanoned that the destruction of Earth was exactly like a Revelation type thing, and God destroyed it. And that's the same time that like the only way humans survived was kind of a Noah's Ark into space sort of deal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and there's no proving it, of course, but there is the fact that these holy symbols are working, which was like inspired from what you said about a priest with a holy symbol that fucks up shit.
Yeah. I have Earth still around, but its military has fucked off and been like, no, we're the true protectors of the human race. And there's kind of like this unspoken, uneasy balance between the colonial government and the military right now.
You should read mine. You got so my story. the thing that I wrote is directly inspired by your whenever you said there's a priest who's helping some thieves get away or whatever.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening technically in my story there that I wrote.
Okay.
So it's ripped off from you already. So
So I get a little credit.
you
At
get
the
to
end.
I mean, you can just take it if you really wanted to. But, it's funny the way that I decided that the priest helps the thieves. Funny to me, I guess. Okay, I need my painting edge, Mister. Paint that blue. Coco, why? Coco, why are you barking? Not necessary. Maybe it's the Mormons. Go get your dog. I'm streaming.
I went to Jeff City the other day, and with one of the organizations I work with, and they actually had a shit ton of people from Springfield show up. I did not know there were so many of those people in Springfield. Very much surprised me. Gotta crack my neck a little bit. I'm looking at the model. Not the healthiest of angles.
Sorry there, I was muted because there was a crazy dog barking.
Nah, you're good, man.
You went to where?
Jeff City?
Jeff City, for what?
For protests.
Oh.
You know me, man.
What are you protesting these days?
That time was trans rights bill that got enacted. I guess anti-trans rights bill that got enacted. So they were, and I was following one of the organizations that I work with, doing that, and then I think they're gonna go back to Jeff City sometime. I don't know if I'll go there at that time. I think I'll be out of town.
Look at the website. What do you know about the bill that was enacted, or do you just follow?
I'm more in the Kansas side, right? And so.
So you just cross the border with a gun, shoot people, and get away with it?
Yeah, you know, like
whatever
everybody does that.
Whatever
right?
the Kenosha thing was.
Every sane person does.
Like every like any God-fearing conservative.
Yeah. So there's like 35 to 40 different bills across the nation, and I get them all mixed up on which ones are like Missouri, which one's Kansas, what's Kentucky, you know, because they're all like a little different. You know, like the one in Kansas basically says that if someone wants to participate in sports, the coach has to look at their genitalia and make sure that they have the correct genitalia for the sport that they're trying to participate in. You're like, okay, great. So we're that seems a bit extreme to keep trans kids out of your fucking sports. Like, let's go just look at the fucking genitalia of every little child out there. God.
Metal strip.
I think the Missouri one just like bans them outright, just says no, you can't participate in sports at all if you're trans. Just not allowed.
I mean, I think sports should be put into sex, and so not gender. That's just me. I don't know how the law should go about fucking determining that.
Honestly, if it were me, I'd say like, oh, you have to be on HRT or whole like hormone something treatment for so long that, and I think it's around 3 years to 4 years, that it's made enough changes to your body that you are on the same scale as the gender you are affirming to. Because around that point, that's when we see there is no there's no actual like difference between you and the gender you're trying to affirm to when it comes to physical capabilities.
Yeah, like that's the part. I just want to keep it fair. And it's like if there's transgendered men out there or transgendered boys, is should be not a thing, but
because like there's transgender, there's female to male. There's one actually out there. I forget the name.
Yeah,
but
like
he's been on it for
let
a
them
while,
participate in male sports because they're physically disadvantaged, so it doesn't matter. If it's
and
if it's making them like want to hurt themselves because they're not very good at competing in the male sports, then
well, it's not even that they're not that good, because there's people out there. There's female to male transition. Forget the name at the moment, but he is very, very close, or was very, very close to competing in the Olympic male, like the male Olympic event that he was trying to participate in. There's like a sickness that he got at the beginning. He wasn't able to compete, but he was very close to the running to be in the Olympics. You know, like, well, they kind of show there's not much, like if you go through the treatment, if you go through the whole thing, and it's the process of stuff, it's not like there's much difference. And the people that go male to female, if you go through a decent amount of time with a process, you're very similar, if not the same, as a person of the gender you're affirming to. It's capabilities, if they did the same type of training as you did.
Messing up my fucking miniature.
And so yeah, I get the whole fairness thing. It's just
and really it shouldn't matter that much in like boys and girls sports, like prepubescent sports don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But once you're literally you know, like teenagers lifting twice as much weight as females, that makes a huge difference in sports. And so
which is why I
just disagree that we need to affirm the transgendered female so much that we allow them to be first place in all of the female sports, because like that.
I just think that that's blown over. Like the news has blown it up, where like it's not actually happening. A lot of times they'll go like, oh, they won first place, and you're like, one, usually if you look into it, no, they didn't. And usually what happens is like that's one person out of the others won first place, but also in all the other events they got like 8th or 6th, or they just had a really good moment in that, and they like, it's like, where are you getting this news? Not you specifically, but like the news in general. Like, where is the news getting this this information? Or like, why are they choosing to show this one little thing, and it makes it super biased to show like this agenda that they have against trans people, when in fact, usually if you've gone through your transition for a long enough time, you're no different than the gender you've affirmed to, physically.
Right. I'm not
And
talking
your
about
capabilities too.
I'm not talking about transitioning people either. I'm talking about just people who claim to be it and then just jump into it. Like that's the problem. Like there's a recent one where a person was like, I'm transgender, so they went into the female locker rooms and took showers with the females, and it wasn't even that like this. The transgender person was a senior, and it wasn't even their hour of PE class. They just went in outside of like it,
So
it
we're
was.
not even. So
It's an
at that
inappropriate
point, we're not
time.
even talking about transgender people. We're just
Yeah,
talking about
yeah, we're
a bad
talking
actor.
about we're talking about people doing this, so that this literally should not be allowed. Like who
It
allowed
already
it?
wasn't allowed.
Who'd
right?
allowed it? You know. Then
Like,
if we
I feel like it already wasn't allowed. That person wasn't supposed to be there, no matter what their gender was. They weren't supposed to be there, and they broke rules to get there. So it's like, at that point, it's not a transgender issue. It's just that's a shitty person issue, right? It's, I don't know. The people will find excuses no matter what we allow and don't allow. They'll be like, oh, well, I'm transgender, or oh, I'm doing this, or let me just sneak into the girls' room anyway, because I mean, how many fucking
yeah, but whenever you've got something that you can't prove, like I am a female, well, you aren't a female because you have different genitalia, and you're exposing it to the other females in the locker room. That's the problem we're having. Is that like as much as people talk about how scientific it is, it's not scientific at all because it has to do with people's beliefs and opinions.
Well, I mean, it's hard at that point. Because it is hard to like define what each gender is.
I think we should just keep sexes separate, and that would literally solve all these problems. Gender is what it is, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter once you get into the real world. And I wish we could like teach kids that gently without ruining their perceptions of the world.
And what do you mean by gender is what it is and it doesn't matter? If you mind extrapolating a little bit.
When you're a regular human that's not an athlete, and when you're a regular human that buys groceries, and you're a regular human with your regular friends, your gender doesn't matter. The only thing that matters for some reason to these people is that other people tell them that they are valid, which isn't a thing that should be necessary to other humans in order to have them not commit suicide.
I'd say that's a very shallow representation of the world.
It's because the world's not that deep.
Well, the world works in mysterious ways. But I mean, like, gender does matter with how people interact with the world and how the world interacts with them. Where like women, experience the world and are talked to and are different than men, the way that men experience it. Right? And the way that you are able to interact with other people, the way that people perceive you, that's a huge part of your interaction with the world, is the perception of how people perceive you, right?
Mhm.
Is how people interact with you, the friends you can make, the opportunities you have, the like just everything about it is how the world perceives you and what you are. And if the world perceives you as a way that you don't feel like, or you don't, then you kind of feel like you're living a lie, you know? We live in some not you world, and I don't know, I experience, not like, I'm not talking about myself having any sort of like body dysmorphia, but like there's parts and times that like I'm not in the career that I like, or I'm not doing the things I want to do, or
Yeah,
stuff,
I mean,
and
I identify
feel
as a
crap.
CEO.
Well, I'm not really talking, but you know, like there are times where I go like, damn, this is not, like I kind of feel trapped in my life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's like
In the
every
way that
human
I have.
experiences that, so I don't think that.
I feel like that's a very bleak of like, oh, everybody has despair, so you should have despair.
No, like everyone experiences that. It's reality. You need to get yourself
So suck it up, deal with it.
get yourself ready for reality.
Juggler 0 HP. Hello, just a new fan of the art passing through.
I just
You
think that
were
that's
top
a
recommended
very
for
like
today, just exploring.
defeatist
Juggler
viewpoint.
0 HP. Top recommended. That's interesting. I'm a nobody.
Oh, nice.
But it's probably just that there's nobody streaming art today or streaming Warhammer. I don't know.
Oh, don't kid yourself. You're a top streamer,
I'm a
dude.
top stream. I could probably check the viewers right now, and there's hundreds of them just lurking.
There's hundreds of them waiting to click on your stream.
They're
They just don't know if they're worthy enough.
Yeah. They're like, wait, those people are talking about transgender issues. I want to stay away from that. Actually, that could attract more people.
It's,
Juggler
I mean,
0 HP.
goes both ways, right?
All my recommended are single and digit viewers.
Single digit viewers recommended. That's strange. Sometimes when I log into Twitch, I see like on the front page there's like an auto playing. A random streamer is auto playing there. I just imagined me being up there with Ronald Spike talking about.
Gotta generate controversy to
Yeah.
have that page, right?
Bring your friends. No, we don't talk about this kind of stuff all the time. I mostly just game here. But here and there I do a little painting stream.
And then we go off the walls with talking because we're not distracted by games.
Yeah.
But I am currently painting Star Trek USS Enterprise. But I do not have a camera.
I still don't have the USS Enterprise. I've been watching the original Star Trek series, but I don't have the song memorized, but I want to. Dun, 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 something like that.
Space. See, I've been I've been watching that as well, and I'm on the first season. Those episodes are long. Did you know those episodes are longer than
Juggler
like
0
TNG
HP.
and Voyager and other things? I'm
Enterprise,
assuming
how
'cause
big
there's
is
less
the model?
commercials.
How big
But
is
I'm
that
on this-
Enterprise model? You gotta know.
Yeah, the Enterprise model I think it's 18 inches wide. I don't know how long it is.
Mom's 18 inches. Is that really
Measuring it against my, it's like something like 22 inches long.
I'll tell you how I know that it's 18 inches, but it's not appropriate for this audience.
Juggler 0 HP.
No, so I'm
What's your
going through
22
the
inch
first
long?
one, right? Did you get
Juggler
to the one where
0 HP.
they go to this like
Ha ha
ice
ha ha
world
ha.
and they become inebriated and whatnot?
Inebriated on the Ice World. I'm not very
Like,
far into it. I think we're
It's
like
like one of the first 5 episodes.
inebriated on the Ice World. I don't recall.
Yeah, like they go onto this planet and everybody's frozen, and some guy touches something without his gloves on.
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
brings it back to the ship, and everybody starts getting like drunk, and Sulu starts.
Yeah. He's he's fencing and
Juggler
stuff.
0 HP.
Yeah, so he
For now,
so
I'm
they
gonna
go through
watch
this whole
paint
thing,
dry.
and I'm like, oh cool, this is I've seen this, blah blah blah, and I'm also going through TNG with Stephanie, and so we're on the second episode, and it's the same episode. They just redid it, and they have a line in there going, oh, looks like 100 years ago the original Enterprise had this same thing happen to them.
That's
I'm
horrible.
like, oh my god. Same damn thing, same episode. Really creative, guys. So
Yeah, that's what Sarah's been watching. I don't even remember the name of the newer one, but there's like a hospital show. There's some trauma center, and it's medical drama.
oh, I was really hoping you said she was watching Star Trek.
She's watching Star Trek with me too, but like right now she's probably in there watching.
But it's like
this
the new
random
Grey's
show.
Anatomy or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the new Grey's Anatomy, but so it inspired her to go watch Grey's Anatomy, and I'm seeing that they are having episodes that are exactly the same
As the
plot.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, like one of them, like I watch, is like the power goes out. You have to have a power goes out in a hospital episode.
Right. Well, it's like an anime. You gotta have a beach scene.
Well, so the power goes out, and lo and behold, there's some doctors stuck in an elevator, and lo and behold, there's a patient needing an operation who's outside of the elevator. So the doctors who are stuck in the elevator have to give advice to a pre-med surgeon or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
On how to do the surgery. And then in Grey's Anatomy, it's like the opposite. There's a guy stuck in an elevator, and he was just transporting the patient.
The patient, yeah.
But he's stuck in an elevator now, and now he has to perform a surgery in the elevator with the doctors outside telling him what to do. But somehow they can get the doors open enough to talk through the doors.
Out.
But they can't open it slightly more to let the surgeons in. Or out. It's very strange.
Right. That is quite strange.
I'm gonna send you a picture of my progress.
Yeah. Juggler, you gotta go look at our Discord and check out the progress. You should post it in the Discord.
Where's my Discord? There it is.
Where do I
Actually,
post it?
I could
General?
never do. Yeah, general's fine.
There you go.
Oh. It's way cooler than I imagined.
So wait, all of the windows in between are gonna be painted black because they're off.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the first coat of window on.
Window on. It's nice that like they didn't actually need that much detail in this giant, because it's just mostly gray.
Yeah.
That's like
I'm-
I picked my my Blood Bowl models based on how complicated they look, and I'm like, I don't like that. I like big flat armor pieces so that you don't have to You just paint flatly over them. You're set.
I picked my Blood Bowl models off of their dinosaurs. Mostly because I was on kind of like a dinosaur kick when I was looking at them. And Stephanie is very, very, very supportive, right, of anything that I am into at that moment. She like ratchets all of my like interests up to 1,000.
Dials them up to 11.
Yeah, where like I'll say, oh, you know what? I'm kind of like I really like dinosaurs. Blah, blah, blah. So she goes out and she's like, all right, we're gonna watch all of the Jurassic Parks. We're gonna go and we're gonna go to this museum because there's dinosaurs in it. I'm gonna do this thing with dinosaurs. It's all this stuff with dinosaurs. Yeah, I know you love dinosaurs. I'm like, man, I just mentioned that I kind of like dinosaurs the other day.
And so that's about the time that we were picking out stuff for Age of Sigmar, because I was just starting to get into it. And I was like, oh, you know what? Let's go look at models. I was looking around and I was like, oh, maybe I should get Slanesh, maybe I should get this, maybe I should get that, blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of decided between the elves and this thing, and she walks over to me and she's like, this is dinosaurs, you gotta get it, you gotta get it, this is awesome, dinosaur, you love dinosaurs, let's go. And I'm like, okay, I'll get it, let's go. Turns out, they're fucking hard to paint. Because they got all the goddamn scales, and the scales change colors, and all of the different, like, Aztec spikies and everything. It's oh my god. So. But I do not regret. I do not regret going Lizardmen.
Yeah, I regret going Chaos Chosen. And the reason I chose them was because it has chosen in the name. No. Was because they're the only, like literally the only box out there that you can buy that has all of the models for the team. That like you buy
like
it,
starter pack.
Yeah, you buy it and you play the team, and you've got all of the like. There's 4 Chaos Chosen Warriors, and you can have 4 on the team. All the other boxes are like you can have 4 big guys on the team, but there's only 2 of them in the box.
Gotcha.
So I was like, gotta get this, and kind of regret it because my style is more orc. Which was convenient because I had already purchased a couple of like old starter sets from eBay that have orcs on them, so that I have everything I need for an orc team. But right now I'm painting this ogre because I don't have a troll, and I just impulse purchased a troll last night for the team, not for. I didn't buy the model, but I put a troll on my team for the orcs. And I really should. I just feel like it's not my style.
We all got our own valid style.
Your style's totally valid, bro.
I need to get out of the habit of checking like Reddit on all the different like model subreddits. Just makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
These people have been painting for 50 years.
I was
And go,
telling
like, look
Sarah
at my
about this.
new model that I just made, and it looks like it's the actual thing. Get fucked. You can't do that.
Yeah, we've got some people in our Blood Bowl group that are like, look at this model I painted. I'm like, is that for your team? And he's like, no, I just painted it.
I just decided to paint.
You know, some people, they like to use the star players, so this is a star player model. Like, you're not gonna use that. Give it to me, I have a troll. Joe, if you're out there. I forgot to mention that I'm painting.
Forgot to mention what you're painting? In your Discord?
Yeah, in the Blood Bowl Discord, but I don't think anyone cares.
care?
No one in the Discord cares. There's no one in the Blood Bowl Discord.
Thanks for being more specific.
We'll see. Yeah, if they show up and start talking, then I stand corrected. I sit corrected, as I like to say. Man, I've done a lot of work perfecting this edge of this one white part. For some reason, I've gone over it like 300 times. And then there's just gray pieces hanging out in other spots. This one edge is really good. Also got this weird obsession with trying to paint the thinnest coat ever. But then it's so thin you can see through it, so I need another coat. I would have just not painted so thin in the first place. I wouldn't have to do it 4 coats. Dun, 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 dun.
I get it. I always mix up the Star Trek theme and the Indiana Jones theme every time.
I didn't used to because I didn't really know the Star Trek theme. I knew Indiana Jones.
Andy Jones.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
The Andy Jones rides at Disney Sea, Tokyo Disney Sea, are the best.
Why did that sound like Japanese?
I don't know, because it was all English.
Tokyo Disney Sea.
Tokyo Disney Sea. I mean, like I like to put on the accent when I say like Tokyo, Kyoto, and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do it with Gifu though, because it's hard enough to do the accent on Gifu. They don't do the F the same way as English does, and it's just a pain. Gifu.
You're not turning Japanese?
No. Stephanie was talking about getting a tattoo the other day. She's like, well, I don't know if I want to. If we're gonna move to Japan, what the fuck are you talking about? When did we say that we were moving to Japan? I would have to give up so much to like permanently live in Japan. Like there's definitely pros to it where like I get healthcare for free in Japan. I can travel so much easier and cheaper in Japan. Like the food is super cheap and the cost of living can be really cheap, but I also have no ability to improve my situation in life because I am a foreigner and they do not like to hire foreigners. And I also don't speak fluent enough Japanese to be able, I don't speak business Japanese, I should say.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. Plus the business culture there, the work culture there I should say, is really shite. So I don't really want a job in a Japanese company. I'd have to get an American company, and those American companies are typically ones that are like, oh, we'll take advantage of your desire to live in Japan, so we'll pay you real shit wages. So it's just kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. And then I think I'd only consider going back to Japan if Stephanie learned Japanese as well, because her aspects of it with the job are even worse.
Why is that?
Because she doesn't have, because she couldn't speak Japanese, and the only job she really knows right now is being a pharmacy tech, or being in like the service industry. Those are her two like jobs that she's really done. And so she's not a teacher. I don't know if she'd do well as a teacher. And she doesn't speak any Japanese or read any Japanese, so she couldn't do like pharmacy in Japan, because obviously that's all going to be in Japanese. So you're like, okay, well, I can't support both of us on a teacher's salary. So either
I want to
we're
go back to the
breaking up.
days where you could support two people on any salary.
It'd be nice, but those aren't coming back.
Damn it, women. Fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean those are really nice.
The only time we would get that is probably another war. But yeah, like I can't, like even trying to, I could barely support myself on a teacher's salary. And the only reason I had any quality of life in Japan is because it's really cheap to travel, so I could like travel around. And the food there is pretty damn cheap, so I could afford to eat pretty well. But like, I definitely wasn't getting any like new games or new anything. I wasn't getting any like cool stuff for my apartment. There was no...
Definitely would never have gotten these models. They'd be way out of my price range.
Yeah, but I also wonder how much of that is like, you know, age and experience. Like, I've got the I wouldn't have been able to afford this stuff in my 20s.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I tried to save so much.
I even like look
constantly.
at my bookshelf where I bought all the D&D books. Like, that was a dream I had, to have some D&D books. But all I had was the player handbook.
It's just really hard. It was really hard for me to save. I was sitting at like $100 on my account constantly, and that was not me living extravagant life. I wasn't going out partying. I wasn't eating huge rich sandwiches. Huge sandwiches. Huge. Like I was going out drinking. I wasn't trying to go to the best fucking places in town. I wasn't buying hotels and traveling, all that. I would only do day trips on the cheapest way possible. I would cheat the system half the time to be like, oh well, from Tokyo I can just hop the turnstile, type of thing. And even then I was like sitting at $100 in my bank account after all my bills, and that was after like badgering my landlord to be like, don't be a bitch. Why don't raise my goddamn prices? Because like, I went to this one place and it was a pretty rundown little place. I got it for $350 a month, like this 2-story apartment. It was nice and cheap, but they tried to get it for, they tried to make me pay $500 a month, and I was like, no, you fucking won't. Like, and they don't deal with anger very well, especially angry foreigners. So they backed off real quick. But I was like, I know people live there for $350 a month. I know you guys have got people there for $350 a month. I'm only gonna do $350 a month, or I'm going somewhere else. And like, oh, okay, like take this, you can do it, all right, and gave me $350 a month after that. So, but that was one of the only places I was able to go because people won't rent to me because I'm a foreigner.
Yeah, because you do that shit.
I mean, I definitely did not resort to that immediately. But I was trying to get out of this shitty Leo Palace place that charges you out the ass for the tiniest little fucking space and rips you off because they know they're the only place that like you can get as a foreigner before you get into the country. You kind of have to live in the country before you can rent other places.
Yeah.
So they're super exorbitant prices. I'm like, I really need to get out of here if I'm gonna do anything with money. And then all the other places were like, oh, you're a foreigner, we're not gonna rent to you. I'm like, Then this one place was like, oh, well, we'll charge you $500 to rent for us, rent with us. I'm like, what the fuck? My friend is renting for 150 less. Same goddamn place. So I kind of had it at that moment. I was like, don't stop exploiting me here. I'm just trying to survive, guys. It's like even other places where like they wouldn't let me get a phone or a phone plan with them because I was a foreigner. So I was limited to just the one place that I got my phone at. It's the only place it would sell to me.
God. But like isn't it like if you have I live here, I'm not just a tourist.
Oh no, I showed them my residence card. I was like, this is my address. I have a residence card. I am a teacher here. I live in Japan. And they're like, sorry, you need a citizen's ID. And they only get citizens if you are literally a Japanese, like born and raised in Japan. And even if you were like, if like your parents were not citizens, and you were born and raised there, you cannot become a citizen. Like the only country you've ever known is Japan. The only thing you've ever done is in Japan. You've gone to Japanese schools. You only speak Japanese. Even if you look Japanese, your parents weren't citizens of Japan. Sorry, you can't become a citizen. And so I would show them my residence card. I'd show them my insurance. I'd show them my driver's license. I had a Japanese driver's license. Everything. Nope. Sorry, dude. So, just very frustrating to try and do half the stuff I wanted. But I was hour train ride from Kyoto, so that was nice. Got to go climb mountains and see Kinkakuchi and all that other stuff, and that was cool.
Yeah, like that's what it feels like freedom, right? Whenever you can actually just go and look at things.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh yeah, pay $60 to go look at this.
Yeah, to get out of your fucking one little area that you've been in for the last few years, you gotta go and spend your entire paycheck just to get out of just to go have some sort of new view. So that was really nice. I was trying to take a vacation, like just go somewhere else, outside of the Midwest a little while ago, and everything was like, oh yeah, plane will be $700 round trip, and every hotel is like $200 per night. Cheapest I could find is like $150 a night. And then that's not even including all the money you gotta spend on food and transportation, and
Yeah.
gotta rent a car because there's no
Just marry a travel agent.
trains. Yeah. That'd be. Let's see if Stephanie wants to become a travel agent for me.
Oh, I mean, they're hiring at Sarah's company. If she's still, what does she make as a pharmacy tech?
What, like 17, 18 an hour?
I think they start at like 22 at Sarah's job. So if she's willing to jump out and try something new, I'm willing to bet that a person who can do pharmacy can do travel.
Well, the person who can do pharmacy is the one that's like, I don't have to talk to too many people.
Yeah.
Because my job is to fill the bottles. And she likes working at night because she doesn't have to talk to she has to talk to even less people.
Yeah, that was my joy.
Yeah. Love the night shift. Just sucked that I had 2 other jobs at the same time. And school.
What's that behind your ear? A glob of paint?
You're a magician.
You're a wizard, Zachary.
Did the Hogwarts game ever like throw Harry Potter lines at you?
Nah, they didn't do shit with that.
Works. Like, that's the thing I'm happy with the Rings of Power series. Like, they did a good job at sneaking in those little, like, Lord of the Rings lines that everybody wanted to see. But the way that they're leaving us questioning on the Gandalf character is really pissing me off.
Is he not in the Rings of Power yet? I haven't seen any of it.
You haven't seen the Rings of Power?
Yeah, I didn't really want to watch it because, like, oh, well, I've been burnt way too much on other stuff that
Burnt?
all these places that don't want to, like,
Who hurt you?
be faithful. Like,
So,
Halo.
it was scary, okay? Halo was bad. Wheel of Time was bad.
Yeah.
Halo at least was trying to create a similar story. Wheel of
Similar
Time.
story?
Wheel of Time, the way that they did it, destroyed.
Yeah, I
The-
was fucking.
The point of the first half of the series, but
Dude, Halo, I don't think I can get over the Halo thing. Like, dude, fucking the whole thing, they emotional shit they did with John.
And Halsey.
oh yeah, the whole, how many hours of gameplay do you play as Master Chief and you do not take your helmet off?
Right.
This guy, I think he has more helmet off than he has helmet on in screen time.
Dude, you're a helmet off chief. What the hell? I
Yeah,
don't want
we
to see
couldn't
your
do-
face. Be the
Oh
goddamn
my god, could you
Mandalorian. I
imagine
don't
if yeah, could you imagine if Mandalorian was like helmet off all the time?
Right. Which he kind of is now in like the last seasons I've heard.
I haven't seen it.
He's helmet off a lot. Like, he took his helmet off once, and you're like,
Yeah,
That
that's
is
why
not
they
what I
say.
expected.
That's why they say don't do it.
yep,
Next thing you know, you never put it back on.
just constantly. Once you go helmet off, you never go back, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But Rings of Power, I technically speaking, I want to say they did a great job. With
honestly,
what
I
they had.
probably would have liked it, or I haven't watched it. I probably would be way more into it if they didn't be like, if they weren't like, this is a Lord of the Rings based thing. Just tell me it's another fantasy shit.
Yeah.
And I'd be fucking into it.
Yeah. There's big shoes to fill there. But, like, the problem as a fan watching Rings of Power is that they deliberately keep fans pissed off with what it could turn into. But then they fix it. They don't ruin it. So, like, for the entire episode, someone who's really into the Silmarillion is, like, terrified for the whole fucking 55 minutes of the show or whatever it is. And then they're like, haha, just kidding, we're not ruining it. And I feel like it literally is deliberate writing, because they didn't have to do it that way. The way that they do it, they didn't have to do it that way. But they wanted to surprise the fans who know what's going to happen in the story. So they invent this well done story that doesn't belong because it's not the fucking story.
Well, give me an example of.
Well, I don't think it's really spoilery to tell you.
I don't know if I plan on watching it, so you're more than welcome to spoil a little bit.
So, the plot
Plus,
for
I've read
this,
the Silmarillion,
the-
so.
Right. The plot for this TV show is that in the Silmarillion, the Lord of Gifts comes and gives people this gift of magical rings of power. And then turns out he created a master ring that controls all the rings of power. So we know
Right.
that that's the story.
Yes.
That's not what happens in Rings of Power.
The fuck happens in Rings of Power?
In Rings of Power, you are left guessing who is Sauron out of these random characters we have invented.
The fuck?
Yeah. Who's Sauron? Is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? Who the fuck cares? This is an invention. This is something that didn't exist in the Silmarillion. We knew who Sauron was.
Well, they didn't necessarily know. The elves didn't.
The elves didn't know, but the people watching, they know. They get to know. And so what you can do, if you're making a Rings of Power show, you can show Sauron being deceitful. And all the viewers can watch and be like, oh, he's being deceitful. But they didn't do that.
Or they can make a show where like Sauron's being deceitful and they're breaking the fourth wall by also deceiving you.
Sure.
He's deceived you
Sure.
into believing.
Sure. But you know how they do it is by red herring every single character to make you think. Like, it's literally a joke. There's memes of like just you take a random Rings of Power character and you put, is this Sauron? And it's like a fucking innocent little hobbit. And you're like, yeah, apparently that could be Sauron because
It's like every episode they got a new like quote. There's like this little quote going, "Oh, thank you so much for giving me the Ring of Power here." Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, that's the one. But he was just the messenger that brought a Ring of Power one
No,
time.
it's really well done. It's just that the problem is that it's not the story that was told in the Silmarillion.
Which they weren't allowed to tell the story, I don't think.
They were. They literally paid billions and billions of dollars.
Tolkien, the son of Tolkien,
Said, "Fuck you guys," and you're not allowed to use any more of this, and you can only use what you already have bought.
I am so close to almost being done with Windows on. Only 20 more windows, dude.
Painting the crotch of my characters is my favorite.
I need to
record that, splice that up.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. How am I supposed to manage this? You have to paint their underarm because you don't want like anyone to see the angle of their freaking armpit and see that you didn't fucking stick a paintbrush under there.
God, you know what's gonna be awesome when I'm done with these windows? Second coat of Windows on.
What color is there? Ooh, that's metallic. What? No. Alright. I guess I'm wrong. I thought he was wearing like fingerless gloves, but they're apparently that's his hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did-
I don't know.
You
It
can
looks
make him
very.
fingerless gloves.
It looks very padded.
You're the creator.
Like, why is your palm so thick, bruh?
That
Looks
just
like a
helps him
glove.
catch the damn ball, dude.
It's gonna be hard to do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because what happens is
Man, the second edition of Blood Bowl has these human catchers that like literally have like a big baseball glove looking thing to catch the football. Kind of stupid.
Yeah. If anything, baseball gloves would make it harder to catch the goddamn ball.
Not if you had a huge glove.
I'm really scared to be putting on that those stickers.
Doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter?
What I heard in. Well, either it was your background or it's the background of this song. You know,
I
do you
I
listen
don't
to
have your,
lo-fi?
You mean Lofi?
Yeah, lo-fi.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have these like sequences in them that's like, oh, you just hear background noise of people talking. Because that's a thing.
I did
Low
not
quality
know
music.
that there were people talking
In the background.
Yeah, because I use man, Stephanie made fun of me so much when I told her that I thought it was Lofi. But I used to listen to lo-fi all the time when I was writing. Because it helped me concentrate on the writing.
Yeah, there's
I
even
once
the,
heard no voices.
there's some apps that like play sounds that are like supposed to be like scientifically to help you focus. You know, this ogre is incredibly well clean shaven.
Do ogres grow beards?
I don't know, maybe they just don't.
Then he'd just be like clean faced. He doesn't shave.
I'm really proud of the progress I'm making on this little guy.
Yeah, dude, he looks good.
Yeah, man, he looks blurry.
Now to paint him in HD. Focus. There he is. Nice. Yeah. Gotta get his eyes, dude.
I haven't painted that yet. I just painted.
Those are the scariest parts of painting.
Yeah. Supposed to have autofocus on this thing, but it said fuck you. He's got his blue little shirt on, he's got his green armor, he's got white little pants on.
Oh yeah, yeah. There he goes.
He's
Nice.
a cutie patootie.
He's got a cute patootie.
Maybe I'll check the. That's not it. That'll ruin my thing, won't it? Yep, it sure did. Dang
What?
it.
Oh, the camera.
Yeah. I broke it.
Damn.
Come back to me.
Oh no, the screen's all dark now. I can't see my paints.
You need a bright screen so you can see.
Yeah. Well, I just have to readjust to a darker environment. I don't have one of those like bright lights that people use when they paint.
You should get one. They're technically pretty cheap.
Technically, I don't have any space on my desk for them.
And it's worth it. I put mine behind my computer. They're really bright.
Yeah.
If I can do this.
I see you. You tagged this as a cool guy stream because I was on it.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. That's gooder. Oop.
Gooder, gooder, goodest.
Okay. Why? Why was that necessary? Come back. Gracias. I want to know how to get my autofocus back on. Ooh, I got some hot keys and I can zoom in on. Oh my god, why? Such an idiot. Okay. So I just want to I want to slay the gray today, so I'm going to go and grab some leather brown. And what do I want on his teeth? I like skeleton bone. Skeleton bone teeth. Probably put my wash over him. Right back.
How's everyone doing today? Oh, he returns.
I have returned. Alright. So I brought with me skeleton bone,
Nice.
some leather brown. I feel like doing the skeleton bone on his teeth.
Steefers.
On his teethers.
That's what I
usually do on teeth as well. And then, because they're dinosaurs, I add a little blood drops to them every now and then when I want to be detailed.
Yeah, my goatmen are pretty intense. They got skeleton bone all over their hooves and their horns and they got a minotaur with horns too. And yeah. See how this wash goes. I'm really worried about.
You're on wash.
Really worried about it so much that I just kind of just don't want to put a wash over his skin.
You wouldn't happen to know, do I do a wash before I do the stickers, or do I do stickers and then wash?
Stickers, I think, is like the very last thing you want to do. Because it'll just go over, it'll be on top, you know, it's a top layer.
Yeah.
Number 16 he should be. Okay. Let's try to find the... That's completely metal. The cool ass metal gauntlet you got there, pal. Yes, I'll paint it as such. Well, they actually did the opposite of the way I was going to paint it. Not lo-fi if you don't have strings screeching.
No, I don't have your stream on.
The heck, Crawl Spike?
Well, I have your stream on, I just have it muted because you're like 10 seconds behind it.
So either I talk to you on a delay, or I don't hear the music.
Delay, delay, delay. I feel you.
I'd also have to hear my own voice. Ew.
Yeah, disgusting. Actually, really hate the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, same.
Way cooler in my mind. Named after this stuff too, don't I? Slay the gray today, baby!
Woo!
Oh, there's so many more windows I didn't see.
God dang it.
Patch of his freaking clothes I didn't see. Wait, WTF? Okay, interesting. A metallic plate that behaves like leather. Don't know how, but we do. Hate painting legs,
Why's that?
because the other leg always gets in the way.
'Cause there's always a second leg.
You have to paint like into a shadow. You can't even see whether you're painting it.
Yeah.
And you're kind of, it's like, oh, maybe since I can't fucking see it, no one else will ever see it. But then you like look at it at a certain angle and you're like, yeah, I can fucking.
It's so easy to see.
It's so easy, it's so visible. Like it's visible. And then at the same time, impossible to reach with a brush. Makes no sense.
Gotta have a smaller brush, dude. Why are there so many goddamn windows?
So they can all see into space. What are you talking about?
Nobody needs to see space.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sarah was talking about, like on cruise lines, how a person who doesn't know anything about cruises would be like, yeah, I want one with a window, but the ones with the windows are useless because you just literally see ocean. It's just a blue line. Yeah.
It's cool for like the 5 seconds we get
Yeah.
there, and then
Oh, yeah, this is shitty.
I paid an extra $500 for this.
Been bamboozled.
I've been speckledorfed. Don't you hate when you quote something and the other person just has no idea what you're talking about?
My favorite thing, actually. It sounds so familiar. Like, what the frick is that from?
SpongeBob. He goes, "We've been had, we've been bamboozled, we've been speckledorfed." And Mr. Krabs goes, "That's not even a word, and I agree with you."
That's not even a word, and I agree with you. I like that. That was weird. My headset's about to fall off my head from leaning down.
Tighten that shit up, man.
Or lose the rest of your hair and it'll just stick to the skin, man.
Fuck. One of us. One of us.
Yeah.
We were playing Valheim the other day, and there's a... like, you have to collect Fenris hair. And then, Alex was like, "How much hair you got?" And Austin was like, "I got a shit ton of hair." And then I just started crying.
I got a shit ton of hair.
Wish I could say the same.
Ain't that lucky, bro. Yeah, I in high school was so
Scared of people finding out that I was balding. And eventually by like the senior year of school, you really could just, you can't hide it anymore, right?
Yeah.
And I'd have to start making excuses of like, oh, it's because of the helmet in football, it just tears out all the hair, or blah, blah, and obviously no one bought that. Yeah, sure. Sure, Connor. So, you're actually one of the last people to see me, with hair. Right?
Barely.
Yeah, because I only was, you only saw me with hair for 2 months.
It was like not. It was like you had already buzzed it down to very short.
Yeah, because I was like, that was the only way I was going to even kind of hide it.
Live with yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Now imagine if you identified as a person with hair.
I do have hair. Just
You just
not
can't,
where you
just
usually
can't see
see
it. Alright.
I gotta stop myself from like plucking my beard hairs all the time too.
I've been like, my beard's annoying because it gets like one white hair, and then I pluck it, and then another one like, haha, I was on the way. Like a week later, a different one.
Yeah, mine just doesn't want to like sit. Like we've got all these like bunch of hairs just going every which way, and don't want to like be uniform with the rest of the beard. I'm constantly plucking at it.
Flesh wash.
Guys, did you not get the memo?
This flesh wash is really dark.
Careful!
I'm really scared.
Careful, Patrick! Careful, Patrick! Careful, Patrick! Or no, it's careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! The episode where he's blowing the paint bubble. Careful, SpongeBob! Careful!
Isn't he like not being careful that entire time?
At the beginning, they take one nose hair from Patrick, or one nose hair from SpongeBob, because he couldn't get the paint on anything, and he had antiques all over the goddamn walls. And so he was like really slowly putting one drop on the wall, and the entire time Patrick's like, "Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!" And he takes the one, and then it starts falling, dripping down, and so they blow it everywhere, and accidentally, then they make a bubble with their paint, and it splatters and gets everything but the antiques.
Doesn't like somebody walk in and they're like, they find a single drop on something after that?
Well, the SpongeBob is like, "Oh my god, thank God we didn't get anything with that bubble," and then they find the most microscopic fucking bubble on the dollar bill, and they try and get it off, and they only make it worse the entire time, and
They
they
like
just,
start rubbing
freaking
it.
out. Yeah, it like rubs all over the bill. Yeah. And finally, Mr. Krabs walks in after they've been freaking out for the entire day, and he goes, "Oh, the paint comes off with saliva," and he laughs so hard he starts spitting all over the rest of the stuff, and all the paint runs all down the walls. Yep, exactly. That's exactly it. Logan and I quote SpongeBob constantly.
How's old Logan doing?
He's good. Got himself a new girlfriend that he likes to see more than me.
Bastard.
Yeah, the absolute fucking bastard. Now he's moved over a little north Kansas City now. He's got a dog.
He's in Iowa now. We lost him to the corn.
He's right next to the airport, actually. And got himself a girlfriend. He's working in IT now. Doing okay. He's making a little bit more than me, and he likes to spend a little bit more than me, so he's more broke than me.
Yep.
Like, I got all this new computer, new setup and everything, and he's like, "Oh my god, dude, did you get like this huge raise or something?" I'm like, "No, dude, I just don't fucking go out. I don't do shit like you do all the time. I got money in the bank." But he is one of those people that, like, He's got someone he cares about, and he's gonna spend money on them. That's the way he shows that he cares.
Yep, that's the only way. He's right about that, Connor.
I just sex Stephanie good enough, and that is payment enough.
Yeah. Some of us aren't blessed, Connor.
I also cook as well. That's my big contribution. Is emotional stability, good sex, and good food. That's what I bring to the table.
Better ingredients.
Better pizza. Papa Cons.
Yeah.
Now for the last, tiniest windows.
I tell myself that I'm learning by not putting too much paint on the palette, but I probably don't have enough paint now.
If I put too little, it dries out. If I put too much, then
I've purchased a wet palette.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I haven't used it yet because I'm afraid. I'm a little scaredy boy. A little bit more XP and I'll be a scaredy cat.
What you gotta do is you put down a wet paper towel and then put wax paper on top of it.
I can't remember if it's wax paper. I think it's parchment paper.
Or parchment paper. I think it's parchment paper, yeah.
I think you're not supposed to use wax paper.
Yeah. Parchment paper, and then that keeps your paint really wet.
Yeah. But if you just pay like $15, they will send you a little like plastic container that holds with parchment paper in it, perfectly cut to the size you need, and you just add water.
I guess that's nice too.
It is nice, but I still haven't used it. I think the secret is that anything more than grabbing a palette is too much work.
Generally, yeah.
I grabbed this palette. I did a good job at cleaning it today because it is so dirty.
I just used a paper plate. Haven't filled up the plate yet, so still keep using it.
And paper plate, or like a styrofoam plate, would probably be pretty good for, like, it's got some absorbency. Like,
Yeah.
little porous.
Alright. I'm taking an update picture for you. I finished the lights on.
Nice.
Gotta move the Dunkin' box so we don't advertise anything on your channel.
Yeah,
Would hate for that.
gotta pay for that, Duncan.
There you go. picture updated.
Nice. It's like you can't even see the ones that are off. But maybe
They're off.
Can you?
Oh, I haven't turned the. I haven't done the black. Yeah, let me flip it over. You can see the.
Oh yeah. Does it
The
say
off
Enterprise on
ones.
the top yet?
I haven't put the stickers on yet.
Uh,
All right, there's the top coming in right now.
Beautiful. Makes me wish I knew what the Enterprise looked like.
Like that.
Like that.
Perfect, man. I've done what it says on the map. Not the map, the sheet that it comes with. But I really think that it's wrong. That the people who made this have no fucking idea what it actually, because it's like, oh, paint the windows that are off black, paint the windows that are on, like
Any
window on
Cheetos?
color. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, guys.
Cheddar poppables? Next to my book that you never read? Alright.
I've got some things to do before I have to get ready to go.
Alrighty. You skedaddling yet?
Well, I've got things I want to do to clean the house, and then I gotta like shower up and change and head on over a meat eater in Kansas City at 5 o'clock. So I want to get shit done.
Awesome. Good luck with your day.
Thanks, man.
Hope
you
you
as well.
get that shit done.
All right, see you, man.
See ya. I need to actually dry off this brush and get a little bit of a tiny little speck of brown. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. His arm's getting in the way. The arm of his shadow. The shadow of his arm. There we go. Yeah. Yep, I done fucked that up. I want to get some paint, black paint. Be right back. Hmm.
If I open up my eyes, I can see the sky. If I open up my eyes, I can see the skies. I can see the sky. See the sky. See the sky. Watch your eyes. If I open up my eyes, I can see the skies. I can see the sky. Watch your eyes.
I'm very close to completion on this guy. Most gray, I think, right now is on the silver. Got these little sides on his pants that are gray. I don't know what to color them. Driving me up the wall. I'll be right back. She's not moving. Huh? Stale? Oh, they were stale? Buddy, get out of there. Buddy, move. Move. Oh, pizza. Pizza stream. Maybe we can go to some intermission. Star Trek Enterprise original series. You've only ever seen one side of the Star Trek Enterprise. That's funny. Is that true? Have we only ever seen one side? Pizza's hot. It's hot, bro. Da, 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 da. YouTube, brother. I don't know why it tries to get me to go to a specific channel.
Canon's packed the EOS R8 with all their latest tech, and the full-frame 24.2 megapixel CMOS.
Brennan, have you thought about therapy?
Ugh, love therapy.
Really? I thought you were like on that anti-therapy wagon.
What's up, Reka? Can I help you?
And I saw her take a swig from it, and then she made a face like it was really bad. And then she took another swig from it, and then made a face like it was even worse. I don't know what it's about, but I know she's up to no good.
Right off the bat, Grant got syphilis in January of this year. Isn't that right, you rat fuck?
Oh, that's not how you kiss.
You have no idea how I kiss.
That's true.
Mwah, 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 so attracted. It helps that you're so completely still. I'm gonna take care of you. You're never gonna have to worry. You're my princess. I'm gonna build a life for you. You're too beautiful to work.
You're gonna give yourself a heart attack.
You're gonna give me a heart attack. 2 minutes.
So what, you order the same meal every time?
I order the best meal every time. I have a few extra pitches today. I'm happy to go at the end.
Well, these questions aren't really about winning or losing. We're just trying to have fun.
I'm having fun. Getting the answers right is fun for me.
Right, but not everything in life is about being right or wrong.
Yeah, sure, Reka. Yeah, you got it. That's not right.
You don't have to do any of that. I don't think it would be weird just to say that you don't drink.
Yes, it would. Yes, it a little bit would, and you know that.
We have to kill him now.
You know who else wanted to destroy people?
No, don't you say it, you son
I'll
of
tell
a...
you what, you guys are just like the Nazis because they were so certain they were right. That's the main takeaway I got from studying Nazis.
That was not the main thing about the Nazis! Not at all.
I am a visionary that you fear because I represent change.
Folks, I'm just gonna go ahead and say we need to get this back on track. We're here to talk about the game.
Gina, in Matthew 19:24, we are told by Christ that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Given that, do you think these two coaches are going to get sucked straight into hell when they die? Or is it more likely, given all the injustice in the world, that there is no God? And my body went, hey, check it out. If you don't slam a Coca-Cola in the next 30 seconds, you're going to pass out. You're going to go to sleep. You're going to go to sleep on your feet. And that's not a good place to do that.
Yellow, red, pink, green, blue, black. Those are the exact colors of the Power Rangers.
And it's not the dildo stuff, it's the acting stuff. The dildo stuff, I actually am fine with. The acting stuff is unforgivable.
Oh, that was in a sketch comedy group I was in right out of college.
I don't care who you are, get either the hair or the chin in there. I know I'm roasting someone who didn't sign up for this, but Jesus Christ.
It didn't
What's
go
the
well.
point?
It didn't go well. That sketch comedy group didn't go well.
Really?
Huh, shocking.
Color me surprised. Nice to meet you, Ambola.
No!
Eventually, I'm going to be a reporter.
No!
This is disgusting. This your house. In AOR, sometimes it is illegal to ask these questions. Yes.
No. Sorry,
You want drinks?
Yes, please.
Okay. She walks. I need drinks from you, not this. This bag is giving me a hard time.
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't catch your name.
Bola?
Bola. I am Sarit Agrupnin. My friends call me Pinch. Bola from...
Aor.
Bola from Aor. Mysterious. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Can I escort you?
I need the drinks.
You need the drinks.
This bag keep arguing with me.
Yes, it does. I hate it when they do that.
Can you destroy?
I can sense your frustration. I'll be sure to take this up with the maker of this fine machine. Let me see what I can do.
What do you mean machine is a bag?
Yep. I'll be back. Hood up.
But it's technically a cheaper off-brand of Viagra called Sildenafil. I buy it off an Indian website, and the pills arrive loose in an envelope.
That can't be true!
Fuck it, never mind. Now, here to read my social security number. He's a field reporter named after the amount of people I performed oral sex on in one night in 2012.
Hello? I'm 50?
What's the first thing you do when you get home? If it's taking off your bra, you need a new bra. Our super soft and wire-free bralettes are so stretchy and supportive, just like your best.
In one?
That can't be right.
There was a party that I went to.
What?
They had parties underneath a supermarket in Brooklyn. I guess that's the end of the sentence.
Now I'm gonna read out Grant's actual real social security number, and we're not gonna bleep it because buyer fucking beware on stealing Grant's identity.
Yeah, good luck with my credit score.
You'd be absorbing a level of debt that would make even Bernie Sanders say, come on, man, at a certain point, this is your fault.
That is a good crack to the riddle. Riskakak. You are right. Rog will not spend the rest of his life with Faith Royale.
Announcing the champion of the matron of ravens, Pervan Sul.
Shut your fucking mouth, Brennan Lee Mulligan!
And you see, walking.
Or
Come.
people.
You shall be fed and brought to beds where elven sheets crafted by elven sheetsmiths in ages long past. Would you believe 80,000 thread count?
Whoa.
No, that's
That sounds like sleeping on cream.
yeah.
Would you like to sleep on cream?
Yeah.
I feel like we should. We've got our friend is kidnapped. We shouldn't have too much fun. Do you have anything just like 100 thread count? Just whoa! All right,
Like, yeah, we're not in
I'm going to sleep at an
mourning.
80,000 thread count.
Says to think you feel you cannot even spend one night in sleep for your death's so fast approach.
So you're the one who just made us feel bad about napping.
What?
If you're at home and you're afraid to tell your gaming group that you're a snacker, I've got your back, okay? Because it's okay to fucking snack, all right? When you're out there, let some of us sweat from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. Some of our bodies are betraying us constantly. Would I have chosen this paper white, fur-covered, constantly sweating body? No, I wouldn't have. Does it require constant almonds? Yes. Almonds all the time, okay? And I'm not gonna apologize because these two fucking elevated beings, you two, some of us are pod people, okay? I'm a little podling and I need to snack. if I could have another mouth in my back so that I could, the biggest obstacle in my GMing, all right, is that the same place I talk from is where the food needs to go.
Wait, what to get him for Christmas?
A mouth in my back. So that I can have a friend shoveling salami into an open furnace in my torso while I narrate. And I'm not sorry. I like to snack. To answer your question, almonds.
I love you, son.
I love you too, Dad.
Looks like you got your hog in your mouth a little bit.
Oh, very little bit. It was really more of a tongue than anything else.
I was gonna say, even if you kind of get where you need to go, is your body in a position where we can actually kind of get any business done here?
You know, really, it's more the thought experiment of it all.
Yeah, I bet. I
Sure.
bet, kiddo. Well, I'm proud of you, and I hope someday you do work that makes you feel proud too. Do you understand how fucked we are? Pulling this shit with this government, we'd be all better off committing war crimes than this level of copyright infringement.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no, a project hiccup.
We need a squeezy bottle.
Good idea. With a more diplomatic approach, your request will get a better response. Problem solved. Grammarly can make all the difference in your professional success. Click the blue button to download Grammarly today.
Contested Role is the segment where we take a high stakes, hot button issue, not really a super frivolous, low stakes, it doesn't matter, issue, and we debate. In the past, we've done metal dice versus plastic dice. We've done theater of the mind versus battle sets. We have some prompts here if you would like one.
Okay. Aren't we both like competitive debaters?
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm back here working with my plate metal. I'm gonna put it on this little holder. Got a ton of little buckles on his freaking hand. It's crazy how many buckles there are. Excuse me. This is so hard. Painting all these buckles. I'm bound to make a mistake, and then I'll be very sad. Train's leaving the station, you better get on it. Coco, stop it. Hey, Coco. Coco.
Traces of your world hunt me down inside.
Way too much water in this brown.
I should run and go, I should run and hide, but I'm stuck on you. You make me feel like a fire. You make me feel like a kid. You make me feel like each other. 5 galaxies swirling in Stefan's quintet. I wanna tell you how I feel tonight. I keep trying, but the words ain't right. Nothing's fitting for a kind like you. I'm never speechless when the earth's my fuel. Killing the time, building a fire, wrapped in each other as we fall in love. I've never met a girl like you. Never met a girl like you. Traces of your lips linger on my waist. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna wait. I'm needing you. We shouldn't speak of this magic. We should just say what they know. I've heard a rumor of humans who sniff out the good things to suck out the soul. I wanna tell you how I feel tonight. I keep trying, but the words ain't right. Nothing's fitting for a kind like you. I'm never speechless when the earth's my fuel. Killing the time.
What do you think of my ogre?
Wrapped in each other as we fall in love. I've never met a girl like you. Never
He's cute.
met a girl like
take it back. I'm gonna do a speckle of black here. Need to look up what NFL eye paint. This goes straight under the eye, all the way to the nose, and a little bit up the nose, perhaps. So let's get that one a little closer. How does it look? Alright. I think that's just about as much as I want to work on him today. I think I need to do some more green work. Got some areas that need some green work, and then it'll more or less be done. My tastes. I'll put some green grass on him. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, those who did. I'll see you all later.